So as if we hadn't had enough putting in the posts at the top there, we've decided to use this method for the outside goat enclosure. Tim's just coming down from the chickens. And as you can see by him, they're a good 6 foot high by 10 foot panels that hopefully will hold them in.
Let me out. Let me out.
Yeah,
be good.
so we're beginning to, this is probably one of our bigger projects, money wise anyway, and we're beginning to come down here. So we've got to here so far. Now apparently we got told they're not posts, they are called, no, they're called something in an S.
Yeah.
Can't remember what they're called, but apparently they're not posts. So I shall put that up below at the bottom. We're having one of them days today. As you can see, the Brahmas are on the other side with their house still. They've still got their area, and we've put a load of, well, we had haylage left over because at the time we couldn't get hold of hay. So we put a load of the old haylage that wasn't any good all in the bottom to cut out on the mud for them, and they're doing really good, you know, with the haylage on the floor. They like to kick it around and that, so they're doing okay. We're now also getting eggs from them as well, so that's all good. So yes, I think you can see our project is beginning to come together. We're thinking there's probably, and we're not entirely sure at the moment, there may well be a partition going down through here. So maybe I'll be going a partition from here down to the bottom, and having maybe just 2 over this side and then the other 4 over this side. That's in our thoughts anyway. We're not too sure on that. But the actual fence in here is just no good to keep them in. As you can see down here, it's just disappearing. It's all being pulled off, so this all needs to be replaced as well. I mean, this looks beautiful at the moment, but you've probably seen in past videos that it's just been a raging torrent. So when it does come down, it really comes down and it does start to erode the bank there. And basically they just walk over this anyway. So that's no good really to keep our goats in. You can see the blackthorn is all coming out again, which is rather nice. Good sign of spring. And then of course when we go up here along the roadside, this is where they just push the net in. They just push it down, like they climb onto it, push it down, and then just go up straight out onto the road, which obviously is a disastrous thing for them to do. So whoever put this up also, really, I'm not sure, but it was here when we got here, so we haven't done anything to it yet. And the posts are all sort of breaking off and what have you. Not the best idea at the moment. So this is the only thing we can think of that will be good, strong, and will keep them safe, and will keep everybody else safe as well, because the Golden Guernseys literally know where we come out of our front door, which is on the other side of the road, and they go over there and they start kicking the door to get us to come out, which is quite sweet probably, but they have to go across the road first. And although it's a quiet road, the tractors and what have you do come up and down here, and of course it's pretty dangerous. So that's what's happening here, and I'll pop in bits, you know, in between and show you how we're getting on. These I think they're called strainers or something. can't quite remember, but I think they're called strainers or something. They've not been fully fixed in yet, so they may not be quite straight yet, but they will be. They've just been pounded into the ground for 2 foot. So we had 7 foot, I'm sure they're called strainers. Anyway, 7 foot posts, and they've gone 2 foot into the ground. But due to the amount of rain we get here, you know, it's just going to wash away. So we do have to postcrete them to make sure that everything's okay. I mean, these are light, but if they fall on them, I don't know if they do any damage to them. So, and of course they'd be able to get out then. So that's the latest project anyway. We've been busy, and of course you'll find bits and pieces like down here I've started my potatoes, and this year I'm putting my I don't normally do potatoes really, but I've decided to put them in the big buckets. So, and you can see they're just beginning to come up, and these are Maris Pipers, and oh, they're Maris Pipers as well. Actually, I've got to cover that one up because we don't want it out. This one is Charlotte's, with Charlotte's in there, Maris Piper's in there, and Charlotte's in this bucket. So that may be a video I'll put up at some point, but for the moment that's it. And then of course we have our onions down here, and they're looking pretty good actually. I'm quite pleased with them. I have put some of the onion and garlic fertilizer down, so that's all happening. So although we've not been on here again, this is what's happening at the moment. We have our shallots down here, and the rest of them are red onions, white onions, and garlic. So you know, we've got hopefully a bit of variety. These were actually in the poly, so I've taken them out, and they've actually got some flowers and that on them. They're the gooseberry, so they're looking good. And I'm hoping to save my poor lavender. I think it's lavender. Oh, rosemary or lavender. I think it's lavender. I think it's lavender. Anyway, that I've taken out the poly as well, because I'm hoping that's going to spring back to life, because it got really, really dry. I have some comfrey over here which needs putting in the ground. This is a campanula that I've almost lost, but hopefully I've saved it. We have raspberries over here coming up, some more comfrey back here, and there's another pot beside it. This was my daughter's Christmas tree, which we've now stuck in the ground. And we have our jostaberry, which is a cross between blackcurrant and gooseberry. And again, we have some flowers coming. Now, there are an awful lot of birds, as you can probably hear around here. Whether we'll actually get any berries from these bushes, I have no idea. But, you know, we'll see. Be nice to try one at least. Harvey and Luna having a good feed out the hay rack. And I should be showing you a little bit later what's happening. But as you can see, the baby is on this side. The other side will be the rumen, and this side is baby. I think probably because she has a white spot there, maybe it shows up a little bit more than you would expect. I don't know. But yeah, she's doing really, really well at the moment. and we see her kick, as I will also pop in that little clip if I can find it. But apart from that, there's not much to tell on these two at the moment. Harvey's still not as well as he should be, really. He's still very skinny, as you can see. But, you know, we're doing all we can at the moment to help him along a bit. I don't know if you can see Beatrice in there. She always tries to hog the food. So she tends to chase Maggie off. So I have to separate their food. And up here is another little face looking through, which I'll tell you about at another time. There's another newbie to our clan. And you can see Luna's starting to bag up there. She's apparently, what I've learned is that they tend to get quite full quite quickly on their first kid, and then after that they tend to get later before they start to bag up. So I'm going by that advice at the moment because it came from a good source. And yeah, we just got to wait and see now. Right, and I still have my peppers inside at the moment, and they really need to go out, but I'm just watching the frost dates. As you can see, we've got some peppers coming, which is really good, and we've got some flowers there. We've got some flowers on this little one here. Lots of buds on this one. And this one is gone huge, but as you can see, it's coming along nicely. Somewhere in here we have tomatoes, which you can just see the leaves of there. They're being held up at the moment by the peppers. I don't think my okra is going to do much, because I believe I might have planted that just too early. We've got some back there. So all in all, they're actually looking really good, but they need to go out. But not until the frost has passed. So we'll see about that one.